Hey, this is Joe. Ask Joe About Money. It is February 23rd, 2023. And I'm doing something brand new today. This is my first live. And I really don't know what the heck I'm doing. But I could tell you that I will learn and I will be able to get better at this as I go. But what I want to do today is a couple of things. First of all, I want to do my normal daily trading recap. And here's the thing, today we're going to have to do it without the screen because I actually don't know how to share my screen yet, but I will know in the next couple of days. I'm going to figure it out. But right now I'm looking, and then once we're done going through the S&P 500 and what it did today and what happened today, we're going to talk about um, uh, trading education. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about with questions that I'm getting, but I'm super excited with this new live because when I have a trade that I'm doing, I'm going through the market open, when I'm doing the market recap, I'm going to be on here live. I'm going to be showing you what I'm doing. And so for today, I'm looking at a 5-minute chart of the S&P 500 right now. And so what happened this morning is the market gapped up, and then the first two candles were bear candles, and then we reversed up, and then we reversed down from there, and we pushed down. We had some big red candles at around 11 o'clock, and we pushed down. So the high of the day was 40.34 quarter was the high of the day, or 40.3450. And then we pushed all the way down to 39.74 quarter, 39.74 quarter. And then that was the low of the day. And then we just started buying from there, and we just went up from there. And we actually closed today close to the highs. So we pretty much retraced the entire down move. And so right now, if I'm looking at the S&P 500 on a longer term view, when I pull up a 60-minute chart, we're still close to support. So we bounced off of support today. And so for now, we're in a range between 39.80 and 40.30. So 39.80 and 40.30. So we had the big push down, and now we're consolidating as is normal at this lower end of the range. And so that's pretty much where we are with the S&P 500. But today, what I wanted to talk about is I continuously get questions about trading education and trading psychology and how do we do this, right? And when I say this is how do we become a professional trader? And what you're going to get from me is you're going to get the real truth. You're going to get, just in this video, I don't have anything fancy. I don't even know how to share my screen yet. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm a professional trader. And, as I was coming up as a professional trader, I see all the stuff that's out there. I see the fancy ads. I see all this stuff. And you know what? It doesn't work, right? There's no trading setup that works magic all the time. There's no algorithm that works magic all the time. Trading is a performance sport. And trading is something that you need to experience and internalize. And what I'm going to tell you is this, is that there are no shortcuts here, okay? There are no shortcuts because what the ads imply, they don't say this, but what the ads imply is buy this indicator, buy this system, learn this trading setup, and guess what? Now you're a profitable trader. And I can tell you, even if that setup was 90% profitable, it still is not going to work. You know why? Because we're all individuals. We're all individuals. We are all different. And what I could show you is how I trade, but I guarantee you're not going to trade exactly the same as me. I've had many trading mentors. I have still 3 trading mentors that I talk to on a weekly basis. And I could tell you, they trade different than I do because I had to develop my own style. And so what I want to talk about is I have my paper here, and there's some questions that I got, and there's some things I want to talk about. And I want to talk about the difference between intellectualizing trading versus experiencing trading. And let me explain. In this business, we seem to attract very smart people, right? Engineers, architects, accountants, people that are they want black and white, and they want to know how to do it. They want to know how, show me the setup, show me what I need to do. And I'm here to say that those people, in my experience, have a hard time succeeding. And the reason why that is that intellectual, the book learning. Okay, there's no one that I know that became a professional trader that learned something in a book how to become a trader. And let me explain. There's the intellectual. You could read, you could learn in books. And hey, I'm a big reader. I read a lot of books. Okay? I read a lot of books. Chart patterns, I learned them from books. But what happens when you see that chart pattern in real time? First of all, it's not going to be exactly how you see it in the book. Second of all, there's something that we call our emotions. There's fear, there's greed, there's different things that are going on. That is the experience, right? So there's the intellectual learning about it, and that's the ground, that's your ticket into the trading arena. But then there's the experience, okay? It's getting in there and making the trade. And then you're going to say, how did that feel? How did that size feel? How did that setup feel? Because again, this could be there's been great setups that I've seen, and I've seen people trade them, and I couldn't trade them because for me, they did not make sense. So what we're talking about here is doing the intellectual work, but there is no substitute for experience, right? So now we get the learning, we do the experience, and then the important step from there is then we analyze what just happened. This process could take some time because once we experience it, now we got to say, well, how was that? How did it work out? Did we make money? How did it feel? Was there fear? Was there greed? What can we change? Right? So when we talk about a performance sport, what the pro athletes do, what the pro artists do, what the pro actors do, pro traders, is all that they're worried about is their performance. Because we have the market and then we have us. And how we interact with the market is going to determine whether or not we're successful. Right? Let me say that again. How we interact with the market is going to determine whether or not we're successful. We spend way too much time. I know because I did it. I spent years doing this. Well, if I just study the charts enough, and again, I spend a lot of time every single day looking at charts. That's not what I'm saying. But the experience and then learning from the experience, that's what we have to. And that's the reason why we don't jump into that is because there's fear. What if we fail? Right? It's a lot easier to just read something. It's a lot easier to watch a YouTube video. But what I'm encouraging you to do is go out there and do something about it. Right? Take the trade. Small size, right? I'm not a big believer of simulation because you've all heard stories of people that could trade great on simulation. What good is it? Simulation is teaching you that you know how to press the button, right? You know how to place the orders. You know how to press buy and sell and put your stops and manage it. That's still the technical part. But the experience doesn't start until you have a live trading account. And maybe you lose some money. And maybe that's the day that you're fighting with your spouse or your child gets sick. How are you going to interact with the market those days? That's the experience. You cannot simulate that, right? You cannot simulate that. So the intellectual part, okay, if you're interested in trading, you're already smart enough. I'm already telling you, if you're here and you're looking at trading and you're interested in trading, you're already smart enough. But we have to make the leap from the intellectual to the experiential. Okay. There was something else that I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to talk a little bit about goals, right? And when we talk about goals, my goal for trading is very simple: perform to the best of my ability every single day, and then improve to the best of my ability every single day. That's it. Because if you watch sports, I'm a big tennis fan, and you watch sports, and you watch these guys that have been playing tennis for decades, and they've practiced for God knows how many hours per day, 7 days a week, and they do all these different things. But once that first serve happens, you would agree that all that stuff goes out the window. All that they're worried about is in the moment. How do I perform right now? If they're ill prepared, if their technical skills aren't there, if they're physically not strong enough, that's not the time to worry about it, because that's going to happen after, and then we could plan for the next match. But during that match, it's something like this. Here I am. I'm going into the match. I know what I know. I trained what I trained, and now my job is to get out of the way and perform to the best of my ability. When you're trading, there should be no thinking. Like, what are you thinking about? If you're learning and trying to learn a new setup, or you're not clear on the setup, again, trading is about performance, and performance can only happen when we get ourselves out of the way. Okay. Well, and what I mean by getting ourselves out of the way is that thinking brain, that fear, that greed, all that stuff, how much risk we're taking, all that needs to happen ahead of time. Okay. Because when the market opens, remember, you are competing against the smartest people out there, the most well-funded companies and governments out there. And how do you think you have an edge? The only edge that we have is our nimbleness and our flexibility. There are things that we can do as individual traders that big banks, big hedge fund managers, big money managers can't do, because they have to follow certain types of allocations, and they can't get in and out as freely. But we can. We can go long or short, anything we want, anytime we want. So, in summary, okay, I'm going to be doing a lot of these YouTube lives, and I'm going to learn how to share my screen. I'm going to learn how to do this, but every single day, what I want to bring home is that I'm going to show you my charts, and yeah, learn from my charts. But what I want you to learn more than my charts, I want you to learn how a pro thinks. I'm taking you inside of my trading office to show you what I'm thinking about, to show you what I'm learning. And this is not a destination. There are no trading goals as far as I'm concerned. Some days I show up to the market and I make a ton of money. And some days I show up to the market and I make a little money. And sometimes I show up to the market and I lose money. But what I'm judging is not that. It's my performance. Because the days that I made a lot of money, I really didn't trade that hard. It wasn't that difficult. I happened to be in a trade and it just went a long way. I mean, that's not me doing that. But what I am doing is that when it's a hard trading day, and managing my loss and managing my risk and doing these different things. Okay. So what I'm going to say is this, is that keep watching these videos, keep tuning in. Okay. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be providing so much content. I'm so excited. And this is my first one. And you're going to see there's no bells and whistles here. This is going to be in your face. This is going to be raw. This is going to be my personal journey on trading. And the reason why I'm doing it is every time I do this, I get a little better. And the better I get, the more I can help you. Okay. And there's no tricks here. This is what a real trader does every single day. With that, trade well and always manage your risk.